Hey there, Doris Cabins. Hi, Whisper to Me. Hi, Dalia. Hi, Randy. Hi, Jennifer. Hi, Jaos. Hi, Mary Kim. Hi, Graciela. Hi, Bella Mac. Hi, Laura. Hi, Wild Angel. Hi, Anne. Hi, Lisa. Hey, Linda. Hi, the Bryan Clan. Hi, Letha. Hi, Evie. Hi, Nanette. Nanette, I sent you the invitation. I hope you got it. Hi, staff. Hi, Deb on the Move. You just finished watching. Hi, Diane. So, the verdict was in. You all heard the verdict, I'm sure, right? Hi, Material Girl. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Kathy. You can't stop watching it? It was such a discombobulated nightmare, Kathy. I felt like I'm like, what the heck is wrong with me? And I sent something like it was a succinct version. Yeah, after 3 hours. Very succinct. Okay. Hi, Paula. Hi, Susan. Hi, Sassy Darcy. And I still left stuff out, Kathy. Oh my goodness. Hi, Grace. Hi, Two Scooter. Hi, J May. I'm going to make one similar to what we know in the Michael Jones Jr. case. Hopefully get that done this week. Oh, and I think I'm going to have that Patreon video meeting, whatever you want to call it, Thursday night. I think Thursday night, because I want to have it in the month of September, and believe it or not, month of September is going fast, going. Also, the Frilly Farmhouse wants to do a wreath making tutorial. So, the Frilly Farmhouse, whenever you're ready for that, I think, let me know. Hi, Mona. We'll just need a list of supplies, and if you're not in the craft group, email me. Hi, Scarlett. Hi, Janelle. Hi, Mary. Mrs. Mad, is your first time commenting? Hi, Jessica. Hi, Barbara. You're relieved, J-May? Yeah. You're surprised? He didn't seem too surprised. He rolled his eyes. Yeah, he seemed disgusted. What's going on with my voice? His mother she was like holding the she was the one holding the rosary, right? But she didn't seem that, at the end, they weren't crying or anything, and they just seemed to me that they were looking more at Amy's family. And I was really, really surprised that the mother went out first, right? Not knowing what you're going to face out there, and the mother went out first. That really shows like she really is like the matriarch there of that family. The father, if that was the father sitting next to the woman praying with the rosary, reminded me of someone on TV, I think, or maybe someone I know in real life, but he looked like an Amish farmer or something that either that I've seen on TV or in my real life. He seemed very familiar to me. And then his brother in the back, that had to be his other brother, the one that didn't take the stand, because he just looked like a heavier version of Todd, right? Who did that? Bella Mack, thanks for all your detailed work on this case. We are lucky to have you on the channel. Oh, Bella, thank you. Hi, Jessica. Oh, good luck on your first day tomorrow, the Bryan clan. And you are sitting in those wishy things. I'm going to try to start writing them down. Today I was on shed duty. Yeah. And I think the rest of the, he got like almost the whole shed down except for like these two walls. And then the kid said something, because we had some high winds and there was like a noise, and the kid said the shed, they think something fell down. So I don't know what it was, what happened, but I hope it's nothing bad. That shed, right? But I went in there, I threw a bunch of stuff out again. I told him, why don't you say good job? But anyway, I found stuff of his, like his VW emblem and stuff, which he gladly came and got. And I found pictures and stuff. So yeah, I didn't get killed by the corn rake. That's good, right? He's got the names of two guys, and he's like, but I think I can do it myself. I'm like, call the guys. You were shaking, Nanette? I was so surprised it was in. I don't know. I just checked it, and I'm like, no, it's not in yet. This is crazy how fast these juries are all coming back. I think, Jessica, you thought it was going to take a long time, didn't you? Hi, Sharon. Hi, Hot Pink Jalapenos. Oh, thank you, Hot Pink. Hi, Sea Glass. Oh, you're buffering? You shouldn't be buffering. It looks like everything's fine here. Sonia, how do I do that? I don't know her email. It's right in the Doris Cabin. It's right in the video description of every video is my email. It's just Carolyn@truecrimechat.org. You did. You thought the jury would have lots of questions. They didn't even, did they even bring one question back to the judge? I don't think so. Right? Nothing. What was the one case where they kept bringing questions back to the judge? It was a recent case. It wasn't Richardson's. I know they brought one to him, but that's not the one I'm thinking of. There was one where they kept bringing questions back to the judge. Shoot, what was it? Oh, they asked about the time? Was it the Jones case? I don't think so. I'm trying to think. I don't know. You were buffering? I don't know if it was, I don't know, Nana Jules. I mean, are you going to discuss, the one with the woman that shot the person and said it was her apartment? I know that started today. Well, I did that because I wanted to see who'd noticed, because everybody said, take down my chocolate sign. It was making them fat. So I was cleaning up today, and so I put that up there, but you can see a little bit. The pumpkin is twinkling, but not too much. Is Jiffy Court? It is, right? It's like, come on, we don't want to be bothered. Can you imagine, like, if they were, but the one with the new trial that started in Texas with that ex-police officer, Amber's her name, right? Geiger, I think. They're sequestering them. Now they're going to get fatter eating pumpkins. But it's a vegetable. You love the chocolate sign? I'll put it back. Don't worry about it. We have to try to please the masses. You were just kidding. No, I'm just kidding too. I mean, not really, but I am kind of. Hey there, MH. So it comes from beans, right? Okay. Large chocolate covered. I want to make my pumpkin cookies that I make that are really good, and they're really good. They're like cake, and they have chocolate chips. Everybody's always like, And then when they eat them, they're like, oh my gosh, because it's like pumpkin and chocolate, and it's really good. You saw a sign, it said, bad is the new good. What does that mean? Bad is the new good? I would think that bad is the new good. What does that mean? Now Jimmy and I are getting so paranoid. Now I feel like I have a mosquito bite right here, and I'm getting so paranoid. And we keep saying, like, he went out tonight, and he goes like this, I was risking getting EEE by going outside tonight and burning that cardboard. Okay? And now, last night, when I was out in the shed for a minute, I saw one of those big mosquitoes, not the little gnatty kind, but one of those big giant ones. And now I have a bite on my arm. I hope I don't get EEE. I am paranoid about that now. It's even really cut into my bike riding because they fly in your face, but those are mostly like the gnatty kind, the little gnat ones. Are they technically mosquitoes? They're almost like maybugs. But what is a mosquito? Is a mosquito the big one? Because that one of those big ones ran into me in the shed last night. It's probably where I have the bite on my arm from. Isn't that just, no, I don't think it's just in Mass. I think there's been there's a lot in Massachusetts. Yes, EEE. I hope not, Sonia, but I heard it's been all over the news. No, Hot Pink, I know a dragonfly, but then it's not a dragonfly. It's just like a bigger, it looks like the mosquito on the cartoons. The huge ones are mosquito eaters. The little ones are the mayflies. There are warnings there in Connecticut. Yeah, it's really scary. That's a crane fly? You've been feeling bites all over? Yeah, I just felt like I just came on and I have it right now, right here. I feel the bite. The sound of silence. Lisa's going to do the decoupage as soon as she's feeling better. I may be doing a short crafty thing tomorrow, like a tutorial one, just that I'm going to do in a video. Your bites. Oh, my daughter has that, Jennifer. Because some of them, like when she was a little kid, it was just certain mosquito bites. We thought she was 2 years old, right? And I look at her foot, and her ankle is swollen like 3 times the size, right? And I go, oh my gosh, she broke her shed. And then I'm like, no, she couldn't have broken her foot, right? She's walking around, I'm like, I'm like, does this hurt? And she's like, no. But she would get that periodically. It wasn't every mosquito bite, it was some. They would blow up. She would blow up like a balloon. We took her to the emergency room. And then they would just say, one time it happened on her face. Again, she was like 3 years old. Her eye was swollen shut. It looked like somebody punched her in the face. It's crazy. EEE, Bebop, is a mosquito-borne illness that is basically fatal. And what it causes is inflammation of the brain. And once you're bitten, it's pretty swiftly moving. And like right now, I think they have like was it 92 or something? Was he like, it was right away. It was scary how fast it went. And there's nothing, I mean, they keep just saying, lather up in bug spray, lather up in it. Now I think I have something. What is that? Is that a moth? Oh boy, he better not be a mosquito. No, we're kind of doing it a little bit, Poella. First time here, Poella? Eastern equine encephalitis. Okay. EEE is easier to say. It's awful. Yeah, and it's my daughter is my number one. None of my other 4 kids have ever had that. She can get reactions like that to bites. She's just very sensitive like that. Triple E. People over 50 and kids 15 and under are more susceptible to EEE. Hey, you go girl. I don't know. I need you to send me an email. I have to ask you a question. Please send me an email. You know my email address. It's in the video description. Thank you. You use for bites and hives. It works great, but it's a scripts. I'm not worried about, there's no using for this, Sharon. You get bit, and if it's that one, you're gone. Basically, you know, I mean, it's not, you're not going to put a little afterbite on that. It's going to be good. No, you just can't get bitten, which is the scary part. And they're like, don't be out of the house in the early morning or the late evening is best. I don't think it's on the West Coast. It's just us lucky East Coasters. Oh, okay. I'm not worried about the itch and swelling. I'm kind of worried about the death. The death sentence. But now I'm freaking out, right? Because I'm thinking like, was it that important you went out in the shed? What happened? She got EE, but she did find those school papers that she wanted. There's no cases in New York? It's blasting all over the New York news. I can't stay out of the sheds, it's my problem. They are saying East Coast and some Gulf Coast. So after the itch and swelling are gone, you die. So, no, you die like before the itch and swelling. It's fast, Sharon. It's really fast. I think one of the guys, I think he was in his 90s or something, and he was bitten like on a Saturday, and by Sunday he was like in critical condition, and he's like in a medically induced coma now. Your doctor said colonoscopy? Oh dear. Really? He won't itch anymore though. Stay away from the stagnant water. Yeah, I know. Mosquitoes love that. I was dumping out after the rain, you know, I was dumping out all the water. I was like, get this water away from here, mosquitoes. Something exploded on the fire tonight. Jimmy doesn't know what it was, but he ran. I shamed him. I shamed him into doing the cardboard. You know what he did? The cardboard was in the driveway, right, to burn? And we were going to get rain. So we got all ready for the rain. And then he said he was going to burn the cardboard. But then he said it was windy. And it was, I guess it was a little windy, but then it stopped, okay? And then it was going to rain. So I said, what did you do with the cardboard? And he goes, I put it on the porch. I said, you have got to be kidding me. Why didn't you burn it? And he goes, well, it's windy. I said, there's not a drop of wind now, and it's going to rain. All right, well, yeah, I'll do it tomorrow. No, how about you do it now? I felt like that Sears commercial. Call now. No, I'll do it. Call now. Okay. So then he went there, and he did it. But then I'm like, what is that smell? Something smells like plastic burning. It was coming. And I'm like, what happened out there? And he's like, I don't know. Something exploded. I said, what do you think it was? I don't know. It could have been, maybe I didn't look in the box and some of those air bubbles were in there. I said, the air bubbles wouldn't have done that. So I'm like, you didn't have like an old can of spray paint or something in there? And he's like, no, I don't think so. So we'll find out what it's tomorrow in the daylight. It's safe to burn it, Jacqueline. Yeah, everybody burns it around here. Yeah, that's what you do in the country. That's what the country folk do. You should have seen my neighbor the other day. He was burning his deck. It's all cedar. It was untreated. It was natural cedar. He had such a fire going because he's building a new house. And so he took off part of his deck, and he had a fire going that you could hear crackling 3 houses away. It was crackling, the ones that came with the drone thing. And you know what's funny? He moved this. Listen to this one. This is funny. He had a big shed. It was a wooden shed, you know, the kind that looked like a little barn. They built it a while ago. It's in very good condition, but their house is down low, so to bring it up towards the road where you park is easily 20 feet. So the other day, I see that shed that used to be down on the lawn where he's now building the house. It was up on top of like this parking space that he has by the road. And I said to Jimmy, how the heck did he get that up there? He said, I don't know. I think he had a crane move it. But anyway, he puts like free on it. And I can't believe this. There's this one guy that wants like everything you could give him. He was like so pissed at me for something that he wanted that went to someone else. Anyway, so I'm like, why doesn't he get it? But I said to Jimmy, there's your shed. Just how are you going to move that one? You know, I said that would be funny, but it's still there, and it's a nice shed. So if anybody needs a shed, free on it. No, free on it. Oh, Freon? What's Freon? There's no Freon. That's it. No, it's not Freon. Freon's is the coolant. He didn't burn any Freon. Or are you saying it? What are you saying? That guy that was burning the cedars, like the environmentalist guy here. So, oh, no Freon, no burning of Freon. No. This live stream always makes you hungry. I was eating rainbow cookies before with my coffee because I had coffee. I was feeling so tired. I was like passing out on the couch before. I watched a little bit of the new 90 Day Fiancé. It's not the new one, but I mean, I'm catching up. And to the new people that asked, like, when are we going to talk about? We wait till everybody comes in. So this is our getting to know you time. How come my chat thing is not giving me the number? Now I feel like Sakura. My chat thing is not giving me the number of people, and I'm going in and out and in and out. I have no idea how many, where we are in people. Hi, Danielle. Oh, thanks, Anna. Hi, Lamb Chop. Oh, 208. Okay, so we've got a good amount now. Okay. That's wrong. What's wrong, Michelle? What's wrong, Michelle? Hoard? Hoard though? Hoard though what? It won't let you put down the email address? Well, Sonia knows mine. I don't think she's talking. Maybe she's trying to put hers down? I don't know. Hi, Choking on Ashes. Hi, RC Breeze. Okay, so let's talk about the verdict. You all saw it. Everybody that just got here is... Wait, I just want to ask this question. If anybody has not heard what the verdict is, put up a number 3. If you haven't heard what the Mullis verdict was. Hi, Purple. You haven't heard it? Wow, okay. Janelle, you gave the answer. Wow, a lot of people haven't heard it. Okay. Well, he was found guilty of first-degree murder, and that carries a mandatory life sentence. They haven't given a sentencing date. Oh, if you don't know anything about it, Hot Pick Jalapenos, check out the video that I posted right before this. It gives you a very brief synopsis of the whole case. Yeah, he was found guilty of first-degree murder, mandatory life sentence. Hi, Julie. Was he shocked? Well, the picture, I don't know if you saw it on the thumbnail. Did the thumbnail show the right one? You can see his face. That's what he was like, rolling his eyes. He was kind of disgusted, like he wasn't emotional, like crying. He looked disgusted. He was pissed off, right? Yeah, he was pissed. I put it down. Let me see if I put it. I think I put down what my feelings were when I saw it. Yeah, see, okay. Here's what I said, because this is when I saw it. Okay, so it was around 2:30 on today, Monday, September 23rd. The verdict was reached. The mother, like I said, was praying with clutching the rosary. The jury came in. Todd looked extremely nervous at this point, right? He was looking down at first, and then he was freaking out, and he was like nodding and shaking his head, nodding, and then right away they said, guilty in the first degree, and he let out like a sigh, like. But then they read the jurors. So I was trying to see the makeup, and the ones that I got, let's say we had Nicole. It seemed like there were more men. Nicole, and then we had Mason, Joshua, Roger, Lewis, and Nicholas, Lawrence. So, and then we had Mary and Ann, Anita, Phyllis, and Nicole. So, but it seemed like, and I think I missed one because they should have 12, right? So I missed one somewhere. So how many? But as I have it, it's one man over. So maybe it was another woman and it was even. But who's a gum? Who is chomping gum? Miracle Hearts. Hey, random guy, Jeff. Well, guess he lost the farm. Yeah, exactly. See, this is the thing, right? This is exactly what he was trying to avoid, losing the farm. So he murders his wife, and now he's lost the farm and his farm life, right? Because that seemed like a good idea. So right now he's probably saying, boy, half of what I had might have not been so bad. Michelle, don't laugh. You want to hear this one? You talk about doing something 2 times. My sister-in-law, I probably told you this story once before. She went into the shed. These sheds, right? At night, dusk kind of. There, she didn't put a light on. And those hoes, right? The long-handled hoe, okay? Well, it was on the floor of the shed. And she stepped on the end, and it hit her in the eye, right? And she was like, wow, oh my gosh, right? She's trying to like recover from that. And she steps again, and it hit her again 2 times. She had these bruises on her eyes, and everybody's like, what the heck? Like they were going like, did my brother, what, he beat you up? And she's like, you're not going to believe this. I stepped on a hoe twice in the yard. So then everybody kept saying, no, it was the hoe in the shed that got her, right? But she did it twice. She did it twice. And you know who else does it twice? I think like Clark Griswold in Christmas Vacation. Remember when he steps on that plank, bam, it hits him, and then he stops, and bam again? But she didn't fall on it. It just bam, twice. What are the chances of that, right? In the attic he did it, right? Clark, right? So, no, it was real life for my sister-in-law, Teresa. Your brother did that on a rake twice, 2 different days. He needed his... Oh my gosh. Yeah, I know. That's crazy. So we still joke about it. It wasn't fun. I mean, it must have been really bad. But it was... So, I mean, but falling on a rake is different because, first of all, if you become impaled on it, yeah, what are you gonna? You're gonna pull your back out and then what? Maybe pass out and fall back again or something. You think the son is gonna have a much, maybe even rejoin the band? When you were about 19 moons, many moons ago, you knew a partner who jumped off a ladder and a broom. Oh my gosh, what? Oh, come on. How would that? Jumped off a ladder? Oh, that had to be ridiculously painful and slow. Horrible. He was a painter? But how could it... How, oh, I don't get it. Hi, Mom. So, okay, so that is that, and they don't have a sentencing date for him. But it is a mandatory life sentence. Now, they don't have the death penalty in Iowa, or they, where's Nikki, not that Nikki. She's an Ionian. See, I remember Ionian. Nikki, not that Nikki. No death penalty in Iowa. I'm surprised. I am surprised. Aren't you surprised? Isn't that like a very conservative farm country? Your late fiancé and impaled his back. Your late fiancé fell and impaled his back before you knew him. Oh, sorry about that. You had to listen to the 911 call multiple times. I heard it, Anna. I did hear it. Not since 1965. That sounds like a jingle. We haven't had the death penalty here since 1965. We haven't had that spill in here since 1969. What is it, 69 in Hotel California? We haven't had that. You feel so bad for those children, and especially Tristan, whom right. It's terrible that, and somebody was going through Family Annihilators. And every August, I think there was, of course, Watts was 2018, August. Then there was, I didn't bring it up. Then we have this one here, Michael Jones, would have been August of 18. They had Tim Jones was 14. They had one every year in August. They had another one, I think it was in Florida. It was crazy. I don't have it in front of me. I think her mother has them. I'm sure that they're with her mother. Her brother was in the courtroom. He was very emotional. The father was very emotional. Eileen was there, the stepmother, the friend, the stepmother. And then you were born in 1965. Very hot in Iowa in August. Watts in August. Yeah, Watts in August. Oh no, Lacey, it makes you drop everything you touch? That doesn't sound good. Okay, so what are you saying? You've made a very... Okay, I'll check your email for your very interesting point that no one is talking about. I don't have any... What's your email? I don't have an email from you. Oh, Gumshoe Graham? You must not have watched us last night, Gumshoe Grammy. We got that last night. I thought you were here. But you weren't. We called out for you. You weren't there. And then we went to watch your Andrew video. What happened to it, Gumshoe Grams? Gumshoe Grams, somebody knocked on the ex-wife's door today. Okay. I don't have anything from whoever just said so. Okay. All right. I'm going back. No, Scott Peterson was in December. Remember, it was Christmas Eve? You think he's always outside and watching things grow. Well, don't say that, because who was the guy that just got arrested? Oh, that was that movie, Mule. But he grew those, what was he growing? He grew, they weren't orchids. What were they? What was he growing? There was some kind of flower. It wasn't orchids. But then he went to prison, and no, not Durst. Clint Eastwood. No, it wasn't lilacs. It wasn't. I'm trying to... Oh, daylilies. They were daylilies. Remember? J. May, what? Has Muller? I don't have an email from you. You must have not done the right address. Look at J. May's comment. Hi, Earl. I'm trying to find J. May's comment. Oh, wait. Should I email Carolyn? Oh, you want to call in? J. May wants to call in? Yeah, email me and okay, email me and I will give you the number there. J. May. truecrimechat.org. Hi, Priscilla. Hello, Gina. Hi, Judy. You have a hard time seeing the family videos. The kids are wonderful. I just don't get these family annihilators. Yes, I know. No, it's fine. You're spelling. I'm good at making that stuff out. I'm like a code reader. Yeah, it's really hard. I mean, that's what I'm saying. And how many times does it work out for these people? They might say, well, John List worked for some time, but no, he eventually got caught. But you think they would learn, but they don't. No, I'm going to be smarter this time. And it keeps getting harder, right? Because there's cameras everywhere. It's getting harder, not easier. DNA all over the place. Hey, Peggy Sue. Hi, Tanya. Well, I was trying to say in Mule, I know it's a movie, but yeah, Clint Eastwood, he was out there working in the penitentiary gardens, growing the lilies. So maybe he'll, who knows? Maybe they'll wouldn't maybe that wouldn't that be a good use of their time if they had to farm, you know? I don't know. Maybe teach some life skills to people that are getting out. I don't know. Yeah, it's a good movie. Was that a true story? No, I don't think so. It was a good movie, though. Hi, Miss Mary. No, it wasn't Escape from Alcatraz. It was Mule with Clint Eastwood. Gina, if you're not familiar with this case, you should watch my video before this one. It'll give you the lowdown. Your social media footprint, everything, and everybody knows you. They were pulling out keto groups or keto, however, for the ex-wife. They're finding old MySpace profiles, okay, where there's pictures of him and the ex-wife. I mean, believe me, you think you deleted it, it's there. It's there. Some person, right, yeah. It was deemed inhumane to make someone work. They used to have. It's inhumane to make them work? Why? But they have other programs, don't they? Look at the ones Escape from Dannemora. They were working in the tailoring shop, and isn't Orange is the New Black? Wasn't she working on lamps and things? Didn't they used to make license plates? That's a suspicious act in itself, yeah. I think they mean the chain gang. Because I think they get paid a small wage. So essentially, they're not working like us. They're getting paid something, so it's not like slave labor, but you can't force someone to it's not volunteer. They get paid a very small wage. Hi, Sheila. You just got up there in the UK? Guilty of first-degree murder. Mandatory life sentence, Sheila. Who's going to Vegas? Hi, Vincina. Oh, they raise dogs? Yeah, they do a lot of things. I don't understand. I think you're thinking about like breaking rocks or something for no pay. Oh, yeah, Michelle? Thank you. Okay, so Priscilla says, is anyone surprised about the verdict? I think the jury did the right thing. Yeah, I think one thing that was really telling was that who else did it? Wouldn't the defense have had anyone? All those things that, and the thing that he didn't seem at all concerned with, thinking that someone just came on there and killed his wife in his shed, and he kept his kids there, and he really wasn't scared. Is the person going to come back? Is the person going to kill us all? I think that was really telling, his actions there. But do they need to? Do they need to what? They had a wait list? Did they need to what, Jessica? They don't have to work. They want to. I used to do payroll for the inmates like 25 years ago, and they made like 25, 35 cents an hour. Yes, it's a very small amount. Has puppies and pals programs, training shelter dogs to be put up for adoption. Shank, yeah. Melinda, it was guilty of first-degree murder, mandatory life sentence. Who said, Sharon, are you okay? What happened to Sharon? Show who else did it. All they needed to do is make doubt that he did. Right. No, but I'm not saying that. I'm just, they didn't have to. But what I'm saying, that's like one of the considerations, because they didn't even, it was not even feasible based on many things. HJ, right now we're talking about the Mullis verdict. They didn't do the official sentencing, Gina, but it carries with it a mandatory life sentence. Oh, you saw Sharon got hurt? Maybe they're talking about in the Tuesday morning. You should have seen that conversation with Jimmy. I'm like, Sharon got hurt Tuesday morning. Tuesday morning? Is she okay? Yeah, it was a long time ago. What happened? She got hurt on Tuesday morning. Okay, on Tuesday morning, but how did she get hurt? Cement fell on her. Tuesday morning? Is she okay? He kept thinking, I was saying it happened on Tuesday morning. And he's like, oh my gosh, and she's back. I'm like, no, the store Tuesday morning. Jamie wants to call in. Okay, well, I'm waiting. Let me see. Let me see if she sent me the email. Okay. Janet? Okay, you have the number. Now you're confused? Tuesday morning is a store. And what happened, Sharon? Something cement fell off a shelf, or the whole shelf fell and something cement fell on your head? Do I think it's possible the brother did it? Well, I said something like that, right? Well, nobody even mentioned what if he had the brother do it, and then someone said, well, even if he had the brother do it, he's still guilty. I don't know. But I don't think the brother did it. I'm sure they interviewed the brother and he had an alibi. I don't know. Needless to say, she doesn't like Tuesday morning anymore. A huge mirror made of concrete fell on your head. Oh, okay. I thought it was a shelf. Robert Plant? Oh, okay. The friend we went with was friends with Amy's family. Oh, wow. Only Wednesdays now. It is Tuesday morning, though. It is Tuesday morning, but Tuesday morning is a store. It didn't just it did just happen, Kathy. I think people think it just happened, Sharon. Tuesday morning. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. A sorority sister of mine is related to a guy who lives there, and he grew up on a farm that was just like 15 miles down the road. And I talked to him today, and he said, first of all, he had a lot to say, but he said the Mullis farm is about 15 miles as the crow flies from where Field of Dreams was filmed. Anyway, he said that everybody in town has known Todd to be a real hothead, and that once he even killed a cat in front of his kids because it got in his way, and that he was really controlling and he should have married a mousy, obedient wife, not a woman who had any sense of independence. He also said that Todd was medicated throughout the trial to tamp down his anger because he has serious anger issues. And what else? What else? He said that if we follow Todd's timeline, then Todd didn't do it, and what he probably did instead is hire somebody to lay in wait for Amy in the shed and have that guy kill her. But he said, I asked if his brothers would have done that, and he said, no, the brothers are older, and they wouldn't have been involved in something like that, but people in town think Todd would have. And but if we don't follow Todd's timeline, then he's sure that Todd was capable of doing this. And that Amy had a third affair in between the first affair and the one with Jerry, and that wasn't even mentioned in trial, and he doesn't know why not. But everybody has known for years that Todd's a hothead who's over controlling of Amy, and Amy played the field. So.
Okay, so Amy had a third affair?
Yep.
The second affair, really, right? Between the first and the third.
There was a second affair that got advertised through town. Yeah. But it wasn't brought up in trial, and he doesn't know why. And he doesn't know why they didn't mention bring in the guy with the first affair and have him testify, or have the second guy testify. He doesn't understand that since they had the third guy there. He said the most important affair was the first, because Todd never got over that. And after that, she had to call him and tell him whenever she left the farm, she had to tell him when she arrived at her destination. She had to call him and say, I've arrived at Walgreens or Walmart or something. And then before she went home, she had to call him back and say, okay, I'm still at Walmart and I'm on my way home now.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah, I realize that though, and knock on wood, I've never been in a situation like that. But I don't know that I wouldn't have, I think I would have some trust issues had, I had a spouse that cheated on me, and then, that part to me, I mean, I've seen people, that's one of the hardest things for them to get over, right? Is that trust.
I was cheated on twice, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't think that necessarily equates to murder. I think that part of it is more just, that's the whole part, that can people put it back together after infidelity because of those trust issues. Because I'm a person I think I would be like a nut, because that's how I am. So
yeah, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. But this guy said that the counseling didn't work because Todd was too angry about it, and he wouldn't let up on her at all. He could not get over that first affair, and that she kind of felt trapped to stay and then just keep fooling around.
Yeah. See, I mean, then he should have, I mean, I guess if you want to say,
well, she should have left him. She should have just left him.
Or he should have left her. If he honestly couldn't get over it and it was making his life a living hell, he should have left her too.
Oh, and the other thing he said was that Todd lied about that pornography. Todd's always been into porn, and they weren't even sleeping together. So any story about he and Amy using porn as a sex aid is a bunch of bull.
Okay. But yeah, even if he used porn, that's not making him a murderer. It's just where does he think that was the solution? You know what I mean? He did that so he didn't have to.
Right.
What?
Some people aren't built right. They don't reason things out. When my husband cheated on me and said he was leaving, I said, okay, goodbye.
Right.
What else should you say?
Well, no, you know what? You have, I think you see some women, right? Even when if their husband is cheating on them, and I mean seriously cheating on them and going to leave them for like a younger woman or something, right? You see the ones, especially the ones that where, let's say, as it happens a lot, right? Say their husband's an attorney or a doctor, and they've been with them all throughout schooling, right, and everything. And then they're making it pretty good, and he is, for a young nurse or a young secretary in the office, whatever. Then those wives dig their heels in. Some of them. Some of them say goodbye, I'll take you for everything you have. But then there's others that just dig their heels in and say, no, you're not leaving me. You're not splitting this up. Not that they want them. It's more about the gravy train. Right?
Well, see, that's stupid because I signed up for a money train because I put him through medical school. I didn't marry a doctor. And he didn't leave me. He did not move up when he left me. He married an older woman who'd never worked, who was an alcoholic. So go figure. But I think people who, it's too hard to fix cheating. It takes real dedication. And you got to just own up to the fact that life didn't work out. You may not get all the money you would have had. I may not have the life I have. I am still suing. I have a court case in October with my ex to finish paying me all the back alimony he owes me. And we got divorced in 96.
Wow. You said you can't fix genes, did you say? Like genetics?
Yeah, I think there's a genetic gene that just people aren't pragmatic about these things. You just have to face facts. If somebody doesn't want you, you should say goodbye.
Right.
It's very simple. I guess I'm just too sciencey or something.
No, I think I think some wives totally, like I'm saying, the ones that I'm talking about, the ones that do put them through medical or law school or whatever they do, I've seen them. It's not so much that they care about losing the person as it's just a rivalry with what's happening. And
well, I see your point.
Because I've seen that a lot.
I just personally, my husband planned it for 2 years and used me to support him for 2 extra years and took me through counseling under false pretenses and then told me, the counselor said, you're seeing someone else, just own it because you're not into this counseling. And he said, either stand up and leave if you're seeing someone, and if you're really dedicated to this marriage, stay here. And he got up and left. And I just looked at the counselor. I said, okay, now I need counseling for something else. How to get counseling for when your husband wants out on you. Right. But I dealt with it really well. I just said goodbye, buttoned up the paperwork, and then 10 years later, he became a drug addict and lost his license. But
oh my gosh, really? Opioids?
No. My ex is such a worm. Crack cocaine, street drugs.
Oh my goodness.
Drugs. Oh my goodness. And he got his license back and just bought a $700,000 property. He got remarried to the woman he left me for because she divorced him too.
Oh, are you kidding? Wow.
No, my friends say I should write a book.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I never was one of those women who wanted to hang on to somebody. Once you don't want me, fine, go. I'll get over it. I will make it. And it hurts. I was devastated. I had 3 children.
Right.
And then he was a horrible co-parent. So I got all my kids through college. He didn't pay a thing for them. And my oldest is a bioinformatics doctorate. My second son is a internal medicine. He's actually a hospitalist like Dr. House.
Yeah.
And my youngest baby graduates from med school in May. And I did that.
3 boys?
Their dad was on crack.
You have 3 boys?
Yep.
Oh, very good.
And I did it all by myself.
And he doesn't have anything to do with them?
He would do visitation here and there. He never showed up regularly. And he always complained about money. Like, I need a haircut, Dad, because school pictures are Monday. And he'd say, I'll give your mother money for that. He was a jerk. He was a total jerk.
How old was he when he started this? In his 40s?
I was divorced at 37, so he was 36.
Wow, that's early.
Yeah.
Yeah, usually they go like haywire like that in mid to late 40s, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but this guy said that everybody in town knew that Amy ran around. But it wasn't like with anybody. She always was with a specific person, that she had 3 main affairs that everybody knew about, but nobody really blamed her because he was such a jerk. And that they weren't even sleeping together. But he's most concerned, he actually believes that Todd didn't have time to leave the hog barn and go to the red shed and kill her and get back without Tristan noticing. So if Tristan didn't notice, or Tristan knows for sure his dad wasn't gone long enough, this guy thinks for sure, he actually thinks that Todd hired someone to lay in wait for her, and that's why he sent her there. The plan, the fix was in. The guy would, this hired killer would do it.
Yeah, but if he
and he
did
thinks
that,
that's the most likely scenario.
You don't think that they would have seen tracks or
he could have walked on. He could have walked onto that farm. He didn't have to drive. He didn't even have to go down the country road. And he said, on the property, regarding the property, all their family works each other's farms, but the only property that Amy's name is on is the property she lived on. So the family was they wanted to help Todd save his property, and that's why they helped him pay for his terrible defense.
Right. They were shocked, the defense team. They were like, they couldn't believe it.
Well, they're about as bright as a dead bulb, so I'm glad. I wasn't surprised they were shocked. That guy, I wanted to shove that yellow legal tab up that guy's nose. He fuffled through it all the time and never actually got to any good point. He didn't have questions all lined up for every witness. He was a complete buffoon.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Anyway,
that's the yellow shirt
right now. And he said that Todd made Amy quit the hospital, and he wasn't worried. He wasn't that worried about money. He lied about that because farms around there get at least $250,000 a year in aid from the federal government, whether they grow stuff or not. And that Todd was probably getting, he says, based on the size of his land that he was farming, because he had a couple different plots, the one they lived on, and then this guy thinks he had 2 other plots
he did. He did.
And this guy says with the acreage Todd had, he was getting at least $250,000 a year from the federal government, and that on a small operation like that, there's not that much overhead. So Amy didn't have to work, but he made her quit work because that's when she met the guy that she fooled around with the first time through working there. He did not work at the hospital, but she met him while she was there.
Right, and his wife was a nurse, right?
Yeah.
The other thing is, like Kathy said the same thing that I did. Why would his parents add Amy and Todd? I think something was in their name, and in 2016 or so, they gave them the deed to Todd and Amy. So why would they do that if they knew she had already had 2 affairs? Most people wouldn't do that, right?
Well, I asked him that, and he said they did the deeds that are recorded in the Mullis name. Only one deed has Amy's name on it, and what probably really happened was the parents set up a trust and assigned certain properties to certain kids. So it might be part of the parents' trust designations, but her name was never on another piece of property there.
Okay, because that would be weird, especially if they did trust her. That's the last thing you'd do.
Yeah, and a trust is easy to amend. You can just remove somebody. So if they got divorced, they could just go in and remove her without having to change the deed, because you have to have your name on the deed. And if you don't put every trustee's name individually, you just put in trust of Todd Mullis's dad and mom, and have their names, and that's who owns the property. And in the trust then designates when something happens to those 2 people, these people get these pieces of land. And this guy said that it was probably all the farmers used trust, and that she was probably named as a beneficiary to a piece of land in the trust, but not on the property deed.
I'm surprised, though, if the people in town knew him as a hothead, that the prosecution didn't get one of those people to come and testify about that.
Well, when he told me that he killed a cat in front of his children when they were younger, not like this year, not like in the last 2 years when they were littler, he killed it right in front of the kids in a temper. And I said, oh my God, then if everybody knows that, why isn't anybody testifying about that? And he said, oh, we don't do that. Nobody would agree to go on and say that stuff. Because I wanted to know, too, if you want to assassinate somebody's character, the best place to do it is the witness stand. Where are all the witnesses? He says, oh, nobody'd agree to do it. Nobody would want to go up and say that. So, but, there's just a couple points about this case that stick in my craw. First of all, people who say they didn't meet the burden of beyond reasonable doubt, they actually did. The other thing is when they say the police screwed up the investigation, I think people are forgetting that Todd immediately told the 911 lady she fell on a rake, thus everybody thought it was an accident until the medical examiner's report came back.
6 days later,
That's when it became a murder.
Right.
And by then, the scene of the crime had been unsecured for so many days that any evidence they got would be thrown out. So the cops didn't really blow it. Todd actually screwed himself by calling it, because I know me, if I came upon somebody who was in that position and I'm on the phone with 911 and they said, what happened? Say, I don't know, but she's sitting here like this and she's got a rake in her back. I wouldn't know to say she fell on it because I wouldn't know she did. But he specifically said she fell on the rake. And that's what screwed him, And then it also prevented them from being able to find any evidence because it wasn't a crime scene until the ME's report came out. And they bagged her hands. And when you do an autopsy, her fingernails were intact and there wasn't, they take this high-powered microscope kind of magnifying glass, really high-powered with a light around it, and they look deep under the nails. And when they do that, if they see what they call exogenous matter, any kind of matter, like dirt, skin, blood, anything, then they will scrape and test. But she had nothing. Her nails were totally clean. And that's probably because she was washing light bulbs with water. But her nails looked pristine. They bagged her hands. But that is why they didn't test her. There was no exogenous matter under her nails. And she only had defensive wounds. And scratching is an offensive wound. And nobody around her, the people on the farm, nobody there had scratches. So everybody wants to say the cops and the ME didn't do a good job. But there are reasons why they do the things they do. There's processes. Check this, then do that. If this is there, then do that. If there's stuff under the nails, scrape and test. So there's a process they go through. And this investigation wasn't bungled. It wasn't. It was just misled because right out of the gate, Todd said, she fell on the rake. Accident.
Right. And you know what, though? What was I going to say? You said that what about those light fixtures? Did they check them and see if they're clean?
I don't know, because we don't have any police reports of investigation reports. There's no library that we can look up.
Right, and shouldn't those piglets have arrived? Weren't they coming the next week? So those piglets would have arrived, right?
And they would have arrived by the time the ME's report came out, yes.
Right, but we didn't even hear about that when they went to do their investigation, right?
Right. The other thing is that Tristan only testified to when he was looking at his dad. And it's very possible in one of those huge hog barns for one guy at one end to leave the building and not be noticed because the other guy at the other end is working. You don't stare at somebody constantly and do your work at the same time. So Todd could have slipped out unbeknownst to Tristan.
Right. And Todd didn't ever have to go to the bathroom? Right?
Yeah.
Most guys have to go to the bathroom. At least I'm married to one that's, I think he does that for fun because he's like, he gets lost on his phone or something. It's an excuse. But, most guys have to go to the go to the bathroom. So would that be so odd if he said to Tristan, I have to go take a leak or something? I don't know. I mean, come on.
Well, he could have said, I'm going to run up to the house and check the kids or something.
Right.
But it doesn't. Tristan only testified to what his eyes saw. And 90% of the time, he was probably working and paying attention to what he was doing and didn't have eyes on his dad all the time. So his testimony can't be used to say that Todd never left the hog barn. It just can't.
Right.
The other thing is I have this analogy that I used to help people understand reasonable doubt. Now, my mom and I are the only people home all day. We don't go anywhere and nobody comes over. Somebody loaded the dishwasher and I know I didn't. Is it unreasonable to think that mom loaded the dishwasher? No, it's not unreasonable to think that.
Right.
And then if people want to chat, that's a real simplistic version of what beyond a reasonable doubt means. It doesn't mean beyond any doubt or some doubt. It means, is it unreasonable to assume that Irma loaded the dishwasher since Janet didn't? No, that's a very reasonable thing to assume. And circumstantial evidence is very strong evidence. It is legitimate evidence, and 90% of cases are solved on circumstantial evidence because very few cases have solid, direct evidence. So people just need to get more familiar with what these terms mean. When they want to think he's innocent and they say, well, they didn't convince me beyond a reasonable doubt.
Right.
That's because your idea of reasonable doubt isn't the court's definition.
Right. That's
So
also
I think
like
I'm really
you go ahead. I'll go ahead.
I'm really proud of the Iowa jurors because I totally expected that community to come back with not guilty. I totally expected it. And I am totally, if I were on that jury, I would have been the first person to say guilty. I would have. And even if you look at, say he never left the barn but hired somebody, then he's still guilty of killing her because he hired somebody to kill her. So the only two scenarios that make sense to me, Todd is responsible for both of them, and he should get a life sentence and he should go away forever. And the whole thing is heartbreaking. And if people don't understand the legal definitions of beyond reasonable doubt and circumstantial evidence, then they should not commit crimes because they will get nailed.
Right. And
they will.
Someone
you need
wants
to learn what those mean.
Someone in the chat would like to know your occupation.
I said what?
They would like to know your occupation.
I'm a retired CPA. I was a CFO of a restaurant chain, and I retired to take care of my elderly mother. So now I get a meager pittance as a home care worker for 4 hours a day, but I am taking care of my elderly mother because all my siblings ripped her off and took all her money and put her in a home. And she wanted to go back home. So I got her out of the home, and now I'm taking care of my beloved, dear, best soul in the whole world mom, and I'm privileged to do it.
Very nice. And I was also going to say, when you said reasonable doubt, if you watch the Richardson, the Sonny defense gave that one with the mouse in the box and the cat and the mouse in the box, right? There's no hole and the mouse is gone. You can assume that the cat ate the mouse, but if there's a hole in the box, right, then you don't know.
Yeah, I think these things people get really emotional about them because they are emotional. This is a horrible situation. Someone's dead, children are parentless. This is horrible. And if anything, I hope it serves to teach people what not to do.
But it doesn't. But they keep doing it. They keep doing it. They keep thinking it's a solution. I mean, they should have public. I really mean it, and I know it sounds crazy, but they should have public service announcements like men. Killing your spouse or your family is not a solution, or an alternative to a divorce. It doesn't work out. And then they should flash all the ones that Chris Watts and Mike Jones and Tim Jones, just flash them across the screen and then show them in shackles.
And say, this is not acceptable.
Seriously, I'm not kidding. Seriously.
No, I believe it.
I mean, because they have like a short-term memory.
Well, people just need to understand the value of life. And I don't think people really focus on that very much. You know, like my friends say, well, you screwed yourself over financially by putting your mom on Medicaid because I'm her only heir now. Mm-hmm. And I said, well, I know I did because everything has to be in her name. And if we use all the money, you know, if Medicaid pays anything for her, I have to pay them back when she dies. Mm-hmm. And I have to sell her home to do that. And they said, well, why'd you do that? And I said, because if I die, I want to make sure that my sisters can't try to come back and put her in a home again. Mm-hmm. You know, so I don't care. People have to make the right choices based on what the right thing to do is, not what benefits you the most.
Right.
You know? And I think that's, maybe I'm 62 in 10 days. Maybe I'm old-fashioned. But I just think that life is simpler when you do the right thing, you pay your bills, you stop, count to 10, and think before you make any big decisions. And life can be simple and beautiful.
Yeah, right. You know, but I really think, I've been thinking about I'm crazy, you know that because you watch me. But the public service announcement, I'm thinking about it, like, you know what would be really good? If they could have, you remember those scary, you must remember those scary ones when everybody watched this network TV, and there used to be those scary ones at night, like after the Late Show, the ones where they would talk about SIDS and they would sing this like horrible, scary lullaby. It would be scary.
Oh, yeah.
You remember those public service announcements?
Oh, yes. We need those for husbands.
They'd be like,
well, yeah, we do.
Oh, and
we do. And
they would say, like, Liz and Tony brought home their little bundle of joy. But, and they were horrible, right? To bring your awareness to SIDS. And then there was some really scary ones at night. I'm trying to remember the other ones, but they were scary. So they should get one, like, and they should have like Chris Watts and a picture of Good Days. Chris Watts thought he had the perfect solution for his new life. And then they should show the jail door like slam, the cell door slamming with a big sound effect, right? And then show him behind there, and then show another one and say, this one thought this was going to be the perfect solution to, he had big plans for his life, to go to medical school in Mexico and this and that, right? And then show him where he is, slam it, and he's got the death sentence, right? So show a picture of the, the lethal injection room, right? And then, just do that, scary like they used to do them.
Well, they need to do that. We need to start mentioning, this Michael Jones guy, I hope nobody takes this wrong, but his facial features and dimensions of his head and his face, it seems like there's some kind of chromosome anomaly or something there, some kind of syndrome. And, there are people that have those features, and I've been looking and trying to figure out what it is. It's not fetal alcohol, but it's something, and I'm wondering if there's some kind of behavior glitch that goes along with it, because what he has done is just hideous.
I think killing your children, right? I mean, killing your spouse is not good, but people can understand. Well, maybe it was a crime of passion. I think that's more. I'm not that it's understandable, but you know what I mean. But killing your own children, it's a whole nother level, right? Killing your own children. I mean, it's just, especially when they're little tiny babies like that. And it's not that they're shaking them because like they're up all night and the kid hasn't, you know what I mean? It's not even something like that. They're just
they're holding
killing them.
Hands around their throat, intentioning them to die.
Yeah, and then they're killing more than one. So it's not like they just snapped with one. They're going on and they're killing more than one.
Right. It's a perversion. Yeah. It's a total perversion. Normal, healthy people don't have that response.
And then if they did, you would think they would feel like a normal parent, right? Would feel, oh my gosh, what did I do? Like if they just went into a state of psychosis, right? Then when
Oh,
they
I'd kill
snapped out of it, they would take themselves to jail,
I would kill
right?
myself.
And say, lock me up.
For
I don't
the
know
money.
what the hell happened. But they're not. They go on. Look how happy Chris Watts was the next day talking about the kids. Any normal parent would be like so broken up, right? And all of them, they just go on like nothing happened.
But look at how, now I noticed this when I had children, and I was instantly attached to my babies. The minute
Right.
I held them and looked in their
yeah,
eyes,
yeah.
I was like,
Yeah.
I will not fail you. You are my purpose. I
Right.
adore you. Oh my God, I'm so lucky. And then I looked at my husband, and his response to the baby was more like the baby was a reflection on him, not its own thing. You know, the baby's his own person. It's a being.
Right.
And my husband always treated our kids like, well, you know, men are so gross. I remember we were changing his diaper, and my husband goes, oh, look how big his thing is. I said, oh, shut up. That was gross. What is wrong with you? He goes, well, he takes after his dad. And I thought, who has those thoughts?
Well, men, I've heard a lot of men say that. That one, yeah. I mean, it's,
That
yeah.
was gross. But later on, all through the years, I realized that he did not have this selfless devotion to this other being. He had a sense of entitlement to claim the pluses of that being as his own.
Living vicariously through them, right?
Yeah, and so maybe these men have some kind of attachment disorder, because you'd have to be able to put your hands around your kid's throat.
No, like I said, like even if somebody, snapped, like, like I said, if they had a colic baby and they were up for 42 hours, straight, and something happened, but then they go on and they go on and they kill another, and it's not like that, and they're not affected by it at all.
I know, I don't understand that, because I try at a TV commercial. There's this TV commercial where this black guy calls his mom, and she says, well, is the wife okay? And he says, yes, Mom. And she says, are the kids okay? Yes, Mom. Well, then, honey, if everybody's okay, why'd you call? And he says, I called to say I love you, Mom. I'm going to cry right now. That gets me every time.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah.
I'm so empathically attached to familiar emotions like that,
right,
that I know I'm incapable. I don't even know for sure if I could kill a person who was, I would stand between my kid and a murderer.
right.
But if somebody killed my child in front of me, I don't know if I could kill them. I don't know.
Yeah, just because, I mean, you want to shoot him in the
I'm
leg
not
so
that
that they
way.
can come get him.
Yeah.
Right, but I can't. Like, I was telling my sister about. I don't know why we were talking about. So I think I was telling her about the corn rake, and I was talking about how brutal that was. And can you imagine trying to kill someone with a corn rake, right? And just horrible. And I said, stabbing is just something. And I've always said this. If it was my last line of defense and like someone was coming to kill me, yeah, I'd probably have to try it. But I truly think that once I would put a knife in and it would hit bone, like, I would freak. And my sister said, well, you know what? Here's what she says. This scared me a little bit in the car. Scared me a bit. She goes, but you know what? Once you're into it, and you're stabbing, you're probably getting to such a pattern there, and you're just so intense that's why people are stabbed so many times, especially if there's anger involved in it, right? And it's a really intimate thing, like they say. She goes to me, like, you'd be like, you rotten bastard. And I'm like, oh my gosh, right? I hope she's not mad at me. That looks pretty bad, okay? So I'm like, okay, everything's good. Let me take you home. But yeah, she scared me a little bit.
You're right. Anger gets out of control. And when I was raising my boys, I sat with them every time I saw anger appear, and I sat down and said, let's talk about what you're feeling right now. And I'm mad at Jake because he broke my Lego castle. And I said, why did he break it? Because you broke his whatever. You broke his CD. And I said, you need to sit down and you need to count to 10 and you need to say, what is the reasonable response I got these books on emotional intelligence before I gave birth, and they were my Bibles. And I worked on my kids so that my kids are so pragmatic and emotionally stable that their wives adore me.
Mm-hmm.
They go, oh my God, I don't know how you made a man like this. He is so sensitive and kind and manly and responsible, and he doesn't get angry. He asks questions. Ask questions when you're mad. That will get you out of the loop of being angry and into the loop of getting more information, because you're angry because you don't have the right information. So get your information. You know, I was just a Nazi vigilant mom. And my mom said, you are so hard on those boys. But when you stand back and look at them now, they're fabulous young men. They're all purposeful. They have serious occupations. They're dedicated. They're loving. And the best thing I did was these 3 boys are best friends. They get together every weekend. Their women love each other. My sons honeymoon together. They go on trips to the Bahamas every year together. They're not this year, probably not this spring. But they are best friends. Yeah. And the way you have to catch that when kids are little and form those bonds, you know. Yep. But anger management is something we need to start, especially with boys.
Right.
Early.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean.
Well, I will let you go and give somebody else a chance. You know I love and adore you. And do you remember when I sent you that picture of me in my pajamas?
Yes, I do.
Yes, my new pajamas. Well, I have to tell you how funny that is, because it had been like 3 years since I bought 10 years since I'd gotten new pajamas, because I slept in the nude. But when I moved in with Mom, I had to get some new pajamas.
Right.
And my pajamas that I had were all worn and holey, and the elbows were thin. And so I was so excited, and we were chatting, and I said, oh, look, I got new pajamas. And I thought, oh, my God, Carolyn is never going to forget me as that lunatic in the pajamas.
No,
I'm not lunatic in the pajamas.
No, you want to hear something funny, and I can't even believe I'm going to say this, right? It was hot today, hot and like humid. And then the rain came in. I was out in the shed, and I was like sweating like you can't believe, right? So Jimmy says that he was going to go, because he said, I'm going to go, I have to go get dog food somewhere. But then he was like quiet like a church. I thought he was gone, okay? So I sat down for a minute, and I went to look at, I was going to go run and take a shower. That's when the stupid verdict came on, right? So I was so hot. So I said, well, I'm going to go in the shower. And sometimes, I don't know if you've ever seen that Irma Bombeck thing where she said she was downstairs in her laundry room and she was putting in laundry. And when she was putting in the laundry, she had a little extra room. And she said, well, my clothes that I'm wearing need to go in. So I'll just put them in. And then, nobody else was home. And then she'll walk up and get changed, right? So she takes off her clothes, so she's naked. And then there's something dripping on her head, right? So while she's doing the laundry. So she has her son's football helmet. Did you guys hear this story? So she puts the football helmet on because it's dripping all over her hair and it's driving her nuts, right? So she finishes what she's doing. And she turns around, and this is like when we lived in New Jersey, which is the craziest thing. And I could never in my life, I don't think, it can't be like this now. But they used to come inside your house without knocking and read your gas meter. Okay? So I can't tell you how many times I don't even understand how people didn't get killed. Yes, I tell you this. It's true, Anne. They would come in. Now, our gas meter used to be in our basement. And you would think, we had a daylight basement, they would go in the basement door. They came in our side door. They walked through our kitchen. They went down our basement stairs, read the meter, walked up, went out the kitchen door. Well, Irma says this guy, she turns around, and the gas meter guy is reading the thing in her basement. And he's trying not to call. And he goes like this. As he's leaving, he goes like this. Go team. Because she's naked and she has a football helmet on, right?
No,
but I'm still trying. Like, when I grew up, you would think that's crazy. Does anybody know in New Jersey what I'm talking about? If somebody does, and even if you're in the comments reading this later, it was, I think, PSENG is who it was. But they would come in. Now, like in New York, our meters are on the outside of the house, okay? So they come up and read the outdoor meter. But they would go inside the house. I'm going to look that up because that sounds like nutso now, right? That they just walk in your house and go down and read the meter. So yeah,
no, they're on the outside. All in Oregon, they're all on the outside.
Yeah, but the gas meters in meter reader. See, he knocked. See, she said they came in, but they knocked. I don't think these guys knocked. I'm telling you because I would just see them walk through the kitchen. So yeah, so it's crazy. So
the fool that sees me naked, I tell you.
I'm gonna look it up.
I felt obligated to get new pajamas because I didn't want my mom to have to look at my old ratty ones. And I had just unwrapped them and put them on when you and I were chatting on Facebook. And so I sent you that picture and I said, oh, she's always going to think I have a screw loose.
Yeah, so
anyway,
I didn't tell you my story. So wait. So then I'm sweating bullets and I'm going, why did this stupid verdict have to come on? I want to jump in the shower. I'm so freaking hot, right? So I just take off my shirt because I'm here alone, okay? And I think Jimmy's gone to the store and big deal, right? I swear to you. So I'm sitting here and I'm just like, I have a bra on, of course, but I'm just like wiping, like I'm sweating with my shirt. And then like, I'm listening to the stupid verdict. And then I hear Jimmy on the phone, but he was so quiet because he was so he just didn't want me to tell him to go out and do something else, okay? So he told me he was going somewhere. So he goes, I hear him saying, who do you want? Oh, Jimmy, are you here? And then he must be like, oh, crap, right? So then he comes in because he thought somebody was on the phone for me. She was on the phone for him from Tiger Direct because of something he bought, right? But anyway, he comes in and he gets off the phone. He goes like, I said, what the heck, Jimmy? Why didn't you tell me you were still here? I didn't know you were still here. And he goes, what? He goes, what were you doing? Were you doing it live like that? And I go, no, I wanted to go in the flipping shower and I'm so hot and I'm going to take my clothes and throw them in the washer and just go into the shower. And then the verdict came on. So then he's like, oh, okay, you sure you're not doing a live like that? And I'm like, no, I'm not. But
you'll never have to worry about losing followers. But if some freak thing happens, that's what you go to. You do lives in your bra.
Right? Imagine. So yeah, and I'm like, no, I haven't. It hasn't been that bad yet. So no, I just
put pictures in our chat, and then I'd put a picture of my beautiful new pajamas first new pajamas in 10 years. It was an event. It was a big event.
Yeah, anyway. New pajamas are nice, along with new sheets, and you're all set.
And I just got new sheets and new curtains, and yeah, I'm sleeping in the bedroom I slept in when I was a kid.
Oh.
I'm back in my old home.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's psychologically, it's kind of a mind meld thing.
I know. It's like that Al Brooks movie. Did you ever see that one, Mother, with Albert Brooks?
No, I better
when
go
he gets
watch
divorced
it,
and moves back
life.
home.
Oh,
yeah.
It's weird. But, life is good, and my best to everybody, and everybody just do the right thing. Okay,
yeah,
I'll talk to you
don't kill people. It's not a solution.
Yeah, no killing. No killing.
Yeah. We should design I'm going to design one for the channel that plays before and after each video.
Design one and then sell it. Sell it to the network. You could make big money.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But I'd like to play it at least here.
Well, you know how they have those Amber Alerts on your phone?
Yeah.
They should get men's phone numbers and put those PSAs on it.
Well, so they have that. They have a site. Did you know? Did you ever listen to Dear John, the podcast?
No.
Oh, there's a site where like women have had really bad experiences with guys, and this Dear John guy ended up on that site a lot. So to warn other women.
Oh.
Yeah. So there is a site that does that.
I'm 62, and I was married and got cheated on, and then I had a boyfriend for a long time, and he turned out to be a sex addict that dated low-class strippers. So I'm single forever, waiting until I can find the right dog, and I'm happily single. In fact, I was out in the front yard painting a stool, and this neighbor came across the street, and he just moved in, and he's apparently single, and he comes over to me, and he says, hey, you and I ought to go out sometime. And I was really into my painting, and I was sitting on the driveway, and I just kind of looked up and went, huh? Oh, I'm sorry. I mean, no, I'm just not really interested in that. And he goes, well, don't I feel like chopped liver? And I thought, well, not every woman's looking,
Yeah.
But I've perfected myself a lot. I'm not perfect yet, of course, but I've really worked hard on myself. So I have much higher standards. And when I look around at men my age, I'm like, not so much.
Mm-hmm.
You got to work on yourself. I don't want to raise another man.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Love you.
All right, love you too. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Well, that was fun. Okay, yeah, so that really happened, and then I went in and took a shower. But it was hot. Oh my goodness. So now we'll switch gears. But wait, hold on for 1 minute. I'll be right back. I don't know. Yeah, I have to run in the other room first. I'll be right back. Talk amongst yourselves. I will be right back. Zoe's making, I don't know what she sounds like she's eating something that she shouldn't be eating, unless she's eating fish skins. Hang on. What are you eating? What are you eating? Oh, okay. You can have fish skins. Okay, that's good. Okay. It's all right. I didn't know what you were eating. All right. That's good. That's good for you. That's good, omega-3s. You're okay, good girl. You're okay. You're a good girl. Okay. All right. Okay, all's good. She's been eating these fish skins that we got they're from this natural pet thing that I got last year. And Jimmy was noticing she was getting into the bag, and then I said, well, that's good for her. It's loaded with omega-3. And now she has one, and she's walking around with it. Yeah, they're really good. It's the Healthy Pet. They sent me all kinds of weird things that sounds horrible, okay? Lamb lungs and really weird things. I forget. It's on my Instagram, but apparently everything is really, really healthy for dogs, for treats. But these are these salmon skins or something. I don't know what they are. And they look like a rawhide, but they're not a rawhide, which is dangerous for dogs. And I know that this is safe. But the fish skin is it's curled up. It's curled up. And so she's doing that. That was J May. So, but it was making a lot of noise, and then she was right next to Jimmy's new shoes, and I thought, oh my gosh, is she eating his shoes? But she was eating the fish skin. No, I've made my own dog food. That was the best call, did you know? It was a good call. Salmon skin, it's kind of like that. It's called, I don't know, she took the bag a few days ago, and then Jimmy was thinking she wasn't eating them, and I thought he was throwing them out or something, but because the other dogs really weren't so cute. They loved the bully sticks that this place made, but the fish skins were but she's eating them now, so that's good. We're taking her back to the vet tomorrow. We thought she was having a bad day yesterday, and now she perks up and she's down there eating a fish skin and walking around. I don't know. Jimmy thinks she still has an obstruction. I mean, we just don't know. She's got her totally baffled. We don't know, but tonight, I thought, my gosh, she's suffering because it seemed like she was really having a hard time, and then now she's seen her. And she's eating this fish skin over there, and she was walking. I don't know. She's really baffling me. I don't understand. But then the other last week or so, when I thought, wow, she was having a really good time and she looked better, then the next day I thought it was worse. I don't know. She has us baffled. But anyway, you think something is going on with her heart? I think he's checked her heart, though. I know he's checked her heart. Okay. You're in New Jersey. Your grandfather was born in Ireland. Yeah, I told her that tonight, Claire. I said, I wish you could tell me what is wrong. Amber Geiger. Yeah, they're also, yeah. Right. I heard that, did hear that it was very slow going. That's what I heard on one of the channels on TV. They said it was very slow going today. You think it's okay? I'll try to start watching that. Maybe while I'm doing stuff. I have a lot to do. Oh, and I figured out, listen to this one. Tonight I'm going like this. Where's the nailer? Because I'm going to do the molding up in the bathroom. You know what? I'm actually going to live. Watch, I see if he listens to me. Huh? But I'm serious, Jimmy. I am doing it. I said, you know what I'm going to do? I figured out what I'm going to do. I'm going to just start tackling some of these projects live on my lives. And that way I'll get some stuff done and I'll be on live and I can talk about true crime while I'm putting up molding or something. And he's like, you're not going to do that now. And I'm like, I'm doing it. I am. And I said, I don't care if I mess it up. I'm going to do the stuff down in the basement to make that room. I'm going to do it. And then watch, he'll be like flying down. Like, no, that's not the way. Okay. Yeah, I'll get my stuff done, right? I'll probably get a lot more done if I can do that and do a live. So I'll just have to rig something up that'll follow me around live. I guess like my phone or something. I don't know. We'll see. All right. Or maybe that. Now what's matters? Oh, now you're going to go lay down? All right. All right, so now the next thing. This crazy, crazy case, okay? This is a crazy case. This Michael Jones Jr. You haven't even heard. No, she has to take an antibiotic for 30 days. I'll be helping people too, Janelle. He said something about acid reflux. Now, the only thing that was that she was kind of anemic. That's why Jimmy wants to get her her levels checked again to see if they've water and don't. Who's on the phone? What's happening, Tanya? Who went to use the bathroom? What happened? You're not offline. Hey, baby doe, how are the pineapples? You shouldn't be buffering. It says we're fine. It's uh-oh. I just went black and white. We didn't buffer, but I changed color. Oh, I know why I changed color. No, it wasn't anything about that. It's because I did this. Look. That's what it is. It's not, I'm not offline. It's just this. See? I'm not offline. It's just the white balance that automatically on the camera detects, and I put the white. It flipped the camera out. BTK was installing alarms for people, so I let a neighbor know when someone is supposed to be around. Yeah, absolutely, especially after that Best Buy thing, right? That was crazy. Oh, thanks, Teresa. Yeah. I've got the little jack-o'-lantern glass. Okay. I did go off for a second, Lisa. Okay, I don't know. All right, so this case is crazy. I don't know if you've been following it with us or not. Oh, the Best Buy thing where the woman in Boca Raton, she was expecting a delivery of a washer and a dryer, and Best Buy subbed it out to, what was the company that they subbed it out to? JB Trucking, and then they subbed it out to a local firm, and they came to her house, and it was two men and one was very young, 21, I think he was, and he had just done some, well, I think it was cocaine or something, and he came in. I'm looking at what she's saying about a schnauzer. Danielle, please tell Mommy I remember the case. I kept asking her. Caleb Fairley. Okay, Lorianne, I'll look it up. So then they went in, right? And they brought in the washer and dryer. And the older guy, who's I think he was in his 40s, he went up back to the truck, I guess, to put some stuff in. And the younger guy said he was going to just finish up showing her how to use the machines. No, she was 70 something. And then, how did it happen? Let me see. I think the guy didn't come out right away. And the older guy went back in the house. And he found this woman horribly beaten and burned. I think he was trying to burn her too, right? Is that what was happening? And he calls 911, and as he calls 911, the 21-year-old is getting in the truck and leaving the scene, right? And then he leaves the scene while the other guy's on the phone, but they caught him, and it was crazy. It was just crazy, and Best Buy said they will never allow any kind of a small company like that to be subcontracted to deliver their stuff. But can you believe that? That morning she woke up, she was probably all excited. She was getting a new washer and dryer from Best Buy, and she died. So, yeah, I have a video on it. I mean, it's a crazy case, and when they find out what the heck was going on with that, we'll check in on that again. You went down the rabbit hole? Yeah, there's a big rabbit hole to go down there too, Scooter. Okay. So this Jones case is getting incredibly crazy. Okay? But now you have, Karen McCann, the woman was murdered, yeah. So, gosh, this is so crazy. It seems that he made a stop in Somerville, okay? Like I said, it's not known. It seems to be now that they were killed in shifts. Okay, and some reports are saying that she and maybe the older boys might have been killed as early as July 10th. Okay? And then the kids were dropped off with her mother. And she never saw her daughter again, okay? Then he picked them up at some time, and it shows that he was in Somerville where they lived, and that he stopped in Jacksonville, okay? And then he went on to Carlton, Georgia, and then Brantley, right, where they were found, okay? And word is out that exactly what I said yesterday, the reason the autopsies are taking so long to identify is because they have to use DNA. So you know what that means, right? And that's why it's taking so long. Hey, Angel Callie. So let's see. Oh yeah, Sakura, prayers for tomorrow. He was in Jacksonville for about 2 weeks with the ex-wife. And He previously, it said, tried to get back with the ex-wife, but then ended up not getting back with her. And those pictures on his Facebook page, the ones where, remember I kept saying there's more kids, those are his other 3 kids. When you see all those kids together, those are the other 3 kids. So let's see. Let's see here. What else did I find out? Oh, and that house, right? Let me see if I can pull it up. Of course, that wasn't his house. We all know that wasn't his house. I truly want to know if she really knew that it wasn't his house, okay? I mean, somebody had said, didn't she see that money wasn't going into this house, or maybe she wasn't picking out fixtures or whatever it was. Or maybe it was part of a ruse. I don't know. I really don't know. But I will show you that it's not their house, because if we go to his page again, hold on and I'll pull it up. Okay, wait a second. Let me make sure you can see that. Okay, if we go to his page, and let me see. No, it's not there, but I'll show you where it is. Remember this, where he was showing all this work that he supposedly did? July 23rd, he was showing this. Okay, now wait. Now I'll show you there's... Let me get out of here. Come over here. Okay. All right, go back. Okay. Now, all of these kids here, those are all of his kids. Those include the 3 kids he has with the ex-wife. These are the 3 with the ex-wife. And then he shows this, like I said, this wood turning on this lathe. But there's RJ Construction and is where that house is from. And I think, let me see, that they're supposed to be, hang on, hold on, I'm just going to pull this back for a second. I want to just go to, is this one? I think it might be this one. No. Okay.
Clifford. Hey.
Not that one. Where's Hold on a minute. There's also a new news report, like I said, where this news reporter goes to the ex-wife's house in Jacksonville and she interviews this, her name is Danny Bazzini, and you can follow her at Danny A. and Jax, and she's with Action News. She went to that complex and she spoke to one neighbor who said he saw Jones several times over at that apartment complex, and that he seemed, let me see what he said. He said he seemed, where's my notes? Oh, they must be on this side. That he had his head down. He seemed like he had a little bit of a, his brash. He was brash is what the word he used. That he didn't have such a good disposition is what he said. And he had seen him several times, okay, in the last, in about, I think it was like a 2-week period before that or so. And that's where the ex-wife lives. Her name is Casei Jones. Now, this news reporter went to her door and knocked on it. She opened it. She said, no comment, no comment, and she shut the door. Okay, so then, let's see here. What else did I have? I told you about the bodies. And then, yeah, Casey's mother gave another interview today or yesterday, whatever the timeline is here, 23rd, with the news. And she did it during a FaceTime. It was a FaceTime interview. And she seemed to be doing a little better. She said it was a little better, but she's on a mission now to get her family justice. And she said she's calmer, but she's on that mission, and that Jones drove around for weeks with the bodies in his car. And what really made her feel better was seeing him shackled. It gave her some peace. The 2 boys, it appears, will be buried in Georgia with, their father will have that, Richard James Bowers. And the girls, she said, are coming home to her. And she has a GoFundMe that's set up for the funeral expenses. She warns of phony GoFundMes that are popping up all over. And Saturday night, they're going to have a candlelight vigil for Casey and the girls. I believe it's going to be at their trailer. I'm not sure. And okay, and then I've got something else about an Orange County Sheriff's report. But wait, let me get this other thing. And she's deleted like her Facebook accounts. Hold on, I have it. Yeah, and he actually stayed in Jacksonville with the bodies in the van before going all the way up to Georgia. Crazy. Okay, hang on. But long story short, it wasn't their house. She did own a house, though. Casey did in Leesburg. Now, whether they lost that house, but it wasn't a house like the one you saw. Okay. Let's see. I've got the page now. Just trying to get to the... All right, here. I'll show you this. It's not RJ. Oh, it is RJ. Hang on. It's confusing because it's on... Here, I'll show you this one. Public page for this construction company, but now July 16th. Front porch completed. The house is being built by a friend of mine, RJ Builders. I am only a subcontractor on this. It's going to be a magnificent home. Okay. So it wasn't theirs. Now, whether, like I said, whether he was bringing her on the farce or she knew, here's more pictures of it. You know, here's the inside of it. So, I mean, did she really think he was building this for them? Did she really think that? You have to wonder. It's in Ocala, right? And that's February. Remember when she started posting about it was in February. So did she really think that he was building that house for them? Now, how could that be? Wait a minute. Maybe that's not the same one. That it can't be. But she did start posting in February. All right, that's a different home. So she wasn't taking those pictures. She was getting them off a site like this. Yeah, you see how long this took? This is November. So I don't get it. And they said that somebody, let me see. That looks like that might be. I'm trying to see if those kitchens appear, or that I believe that RJ has a page as well. Now, he didn't tag the RJ, right? I think he would have. And I wonder if anybody commented under the house. Let me see if anybody commented about. No, not there. Not there. Is it yours or for a client? Hi, Joan. It's a client's home. Client. Yeah, he doesn't tag them. But let me see. I think it's the RJ's construction that has the other pictures. Now, hang on. I can't see the chat, so you might all be gone. Oh wait, maybe this is good. No. If any of the other web sleuths would like to look around for an RJ construction page that would be in Florida, feel free. It's a team sport. Okay, so let me go back to the chat. No, I don't want to go back to the chat yet. I've got to look up something else. Hang on. People are saying, I'm just telling you what the scoop is, that they believe the ex-wife may have something to do with this just because of some things she's saying that are not kosher about where he was and things like that. I'm just telling you. I'm not saying anything. I'm saying people are, that's the talk on the street. Okay. I'm just trying to see if I can find the RJ. I thought I had it before. There is a video on her YouTube channel of the dog, that French bulldog. So that was true there. Okay, so let me get, I'm not back in the chat yet. Maybe she was trying to make her ex-husband jealous. I don't know, unless it was one of, I don't know. wonder if he was covering for the ex. What do you mean he covering for the ex? RJ Construction, yes. Yeah, but your best friend, there were texts between her and someone else from February through July saying that this house was theirs, that they were building this house, that a crew of 5 people, that he was building the house, that, and all this stuff. I know I said it's unbelievable, and I didn't believe it, but that was what was said. It was also said that he lies to fit. I want to hear his interrogations. I really want to hear them, since we know he's such an unbelievable liar. And then he said his mother was an alcoholic and froze to death in a ditch. And he actually said that he had to take off work to go and get her ashes because she died, which is all lies. Yeah, I agree, Candy. Yeah, I want to hear the interrogation too. I don't remember that either, Grace. It must have been a troll, Grace. Was he a drinker? I don't know, but his eyes look really weird in his mugshot, like he's on something. You found a few builders. Did you see any ones with that house on it? Try to find one with that house on it. I hear someone on my phone. And then there's, she was also something filed for back child support that was supposed to be heard in court. I think she had September and October dates for back child support. And something also about, very, very hard to follow, that there's talk on the street. That remember when on the Marion Sheriff's site, and then those veterinary people, the vet and his wife, I guess it is, wrote about that he was somebody that they really trusted, and then there was a news article written about it. Well, that case, supposedly, I believe they used Casey to lure him back from not Mexico, but it was New Mexico, by saying that someone was in the hospital. I don't know. I'm not so fully sure on that, but there's so much in this case that's just crazy. And that both women, the ex-wife and the wife, both worked at that veterinarian clinic, and that he left the ex-wife for Casey, but then he left Casey for the ex-wife. Then he came back to Casey, and now he was leaving Casey again for the ex-wife. Oh, and then I don't know how true this is. Something about a baseball bat may have been used in what happened to Casey. And apparently she might have went after him with it. This is just the talk on the street. What town in Florida? It should be around Ocala. You have a feeling he wasn't nice to your boys. Something about how the little one says, please. Uh-oh, hang on. I'm still here. It didn't think I was active anymore because I wasn't playing with Zoom. Hang on. Okay, so I'm going to read your comment to Scooter. Okay. Okay. Trying to, where the heck is it? I was just reading it before I went there, and now I can't find it again. Where did it go? This is weird. Maybe I was, oh, there, I think I finally found it. Okay. The way the little one says please, and the way he tosses a present to him on Christmas. Yeah, I did see that one. You think you sent me the link to it? Okay, I'll check it out, Teresa. Let me check it out now. You sent, all right, let me check it out. Oh, for some reason you sent it. Let me refresh because oh, okay. Let me see. Hold on one second. I want to just do I get? Trying to figure out. Okay, I'm just going to put this in the chat and see if somebody can check it out while I figure out how to disable something. Okay. Can somebody check that out and see if that house is there? Wrinkle creams? No, thanks. No. No. What do you... I just use, in the summer, I wear a sunscreen on my face, but it's a moisturizer with, that's what it is. It's a moisturizer sunscreen kind of thing. That might not be the one. Don't be silly now. It's 29, Jessica. The fancy gaming chairs. My boys actually have, my older boys, 2 of them. I was looking at one when I get set up in my new place, my dune digs that I'm going to do myself. It's there, Alicia? Okay, so we have that there, and then what else did I find out? I mean, but there's all kinds of crazy stuff coming. I don't know. I'm wondering, somebody said that they told some, but I don't know. I mean, was she saying that for a reason, or did she really believe it? I don't know. All I know is when it blew up in July, that some people are saying that that's when something happened. And this baseball bat thing, I don't know. Did she go after him with a baseball bat when she found out this wasn't true? Did she really believe that could be true? But she ended up dead. Right. She died, Teresa, yeah. She was killed. Murdered. So I don't know. I mean, this case is kind of crazy. We don't know yet. They're not. See, another thing that has me thinking that the ex-wife could have something to do with it is what the police are doing. Right? Being so quiet, not giving out a lot of details. Maybe they're trying to, I don't know, she could be, who knows, they could be looking at her for something. Destroying evidence, helping to conceal evidence, I don't know. But they're being really quiet, and they said because they don't want to affect the case. So, Exactly, Teresa. Did you see where a couple people are saying how they knew he was bad news? Are you talking about the vet and his wife, or other people? Well, there's stuff on the Marion. Oh, that's what I wanted to check. Let me check something. The Marion County. Hold on, I'll pull it up over there. Oops. Okay, so, ouch. Okay, here's. No, we don't want September 16th. Why is this not? Oh, I didn't click on the page. That was silly of me. Oh, did I even put it? Let me see. I'm not even seeing it in the chat there. Okay, there we go. Come on. Okay, it should be, there's probably a lot of comments under here. 558, I think so. Okay. This woman says, this was my niece. I'd like to have 5 minutes alone with him. I'm still having a hard time wrapping my head around this. God has a special place for him in hell. Okay, let's see here. Okay, they're talking about second-degree murder. Okay, so the Marion County Sheriff's Office says, the elements of first-degree homicide have to be met. As we move further into this investigation, charges can be changed. Also, he has not been charged yet with the death of the children. Once that investigation is done, he will be charged accordingly. And they just keep saying that same thing over and over. What, where's, okay. So far he's only, yeah, because they haven't, positively identified the children's remains, because they have to do it with DNA. So that'll tell you a lot about the condition. Their house is 2.2 miles from my home, so freaking sad. They were this close, and now all 5 of them are gone. It takes a monster to do this to another human and children. What do those kids do? My heart breaks. Okay. I know that the veterinarians had written on one of these too. But I don't know. I don't know. I can't find them now. You bet his eye. I thought she said she didn't feel. You'd like to hear about what one? Did you hear of the cases of the little 4 years? Did you hear of the case, the little 4 years, and a family friend? I don't, oh, did I hear that? No, did you hear about the guy that jumped in front of the train today in the Bronx with his daughter? And the daughter survived. She jumped out of the way. He grabbed her in a murder-suicide, and he grabbed her hand and he jumped in front of the train. And she ducked out of the way, and he was killed and she wasn't. Thankfully, she wasn't killed. That was crazy. Yeah, it was all over the news today. She had her little backpack on from school and stuff, and the bystanders were all there. 4-year-old in Missouri. The guy kidnapped him. Oh no, really? Was it somebody that they knew? Yeah, I know, Kristen. A lot of people are saying that the ex-wife has something going on, you know? So I don't know. We'll say hi, Casbat. All right. I don't know. That times the 318. Lots of. Well, thank God she survived, that little girl, Rosie. She was reunited with her mother. But I think I might call it an early night tonight. I don't know. I'm so tired. I was like, well, but and then I have to do so much stuff tomorrow. I have to get. I'm gonna probably take a camera out. Geez, I at least don't know. I'm doing it, Jimmy. I don't even want to look out if the shed. I don't even. I will. The peanut mug? Yeah, it's got the football. Charlie Brown and the football. Lucy. I will rest up. But yeah, I think did through a lot, and then I'm going to try to watch that trial in tomorrow, the one in Texas, and catch up with that. Maybe I'll listen to whatever, but anyway, I know sleep is important, Rosie. Thank you, Tico. So anyway, everybody have a good night. 3:33? Oh, it's not 3:33 yet? But sheds to the left of me, carbo to the right. Yeah, stuck in the middle of Jimmy. That's good. Absolutely. Anyway, smash the likes, yeah, on the way out. And you dozed off, Frilly Farm? Frilly Farm, if you're not in the craft group, email me so I can get you in there so we can talk about the wreaths, okay? Okay, Jennifer. All right. Good night, baby doe. Good night, everybody. Good night to our mods. Thank you for everything. Goodbye, everybody. Thanks for coming. I need to slow down. Okay, everybody take care. Hold on. I've got to find my trail mix was in front of my end the meeting.